Okay, thank you very much, Jan, for actually giving me the possibility to introduce Kiwigrid today. I've seen last year you have talked a lot about energy platforms, and I would like to introduce to you the next evolution in energy platforms, which is actually scalable, secure, but at least easy to use and ready-made energy platforms. In 6 weeks, from having an idea to roll out to the first customers. That's the idea behind the Kiwigrid platform. And I want to start actually with a very technical problem. As I think you are all experts in energy, so you probably know that we have this distributed energy question mark. Everybody now talks about going away from having a centralized infrastructure like nuclear power plants or coal mines, more to a PV-based, CHP, heat pump-based combined heat and power market. That means actually in the future, people will use more and more distributed energy, store energy themselves, generate energy themselves, have their smart meter controlling it, and in the main idea, use energy locally. Yeah? Use your energy wherever it gets generated. You wouldn't get any money in the future for feeding into the grid or anything else. That's why we have to sync distributed energy from the user. We need to maximize from there. That's why Kiwigrid in the main area has built an algorithm, which is a very mathematical problem, to basically optimize energy generation inside of a building for residential and for commercial buildings. Whenever you need a PV plant, you can optimize your PV plant generation by 25% when you use energy management. That's the core idea of the platform. And whenever you use, let's say, 50 or 30% of your energy locally, you can export the rest of the energy to the grid and do it in an optimal way, connect to RWE, to all the other energy providers, and basically balance the system in itself. But the main purpose for yourself as a user is have some maximum impact on your distributed generation plant, either if you're a commercial user or if you're a local or a residential user. And that's why the user to the left is the major user of the system. And then you can go to a microgrid, communities, or you can go either to a distribution grid. The local optimization is the most important thing. And, oh, wrong way. And employing this algorithm and all the technology around, Kiwigrid has done a lot of achievements in the last 5 years. Actually, the company becomes 5 years old tomorrow. We founded Kiwigrid, and I'm the CEO and founder of the company 5 years ago in 2011. And today we have 16 different major B2B customers on the platform. We have 75% of those customers are OEM customers, people who manufacture any sort of equipment, and 25% of our customers are utilities. And some of the major names are among that. In last year, we could acquire BMW and LG as major customers for the worldwide rollout of our technology. And we could also get E.ON and Sharp as customers since already 24 months. And in that way, we are using energy management technology, white label, to bring all to the market and basically help the user to better use the distributed world. Currently, Kiwigrid has 105 employees. We have 76 experts in telecommunication, in security, scalability, and IT programming. We're based on Java language, and we're currently looking for a Series C investment in Q3, Q4 of this year, and we currently have really interesting talk to investors, but we would love to have even more talks to get people involved into this beautiful company. Our top achievements are basically that we have a scalable IoT platform. Yeah? Usually we have, like, let's say, 100 people on a platform doing distributed energy, or we could even do 1,000. But when you come to 10,000 concurrent people working on the platform with energy, this is a really hard challenge. And everybody is really afraid of security and scalability in that moment. And this is something which is really hard to communicate. You have to see it in the field. And you're highly welcome to come to Dresden and see in our operations center how security and scalability works in that field. I think with our partners Gemalto, which is the worldwide leader in security employment, we had done really great advancement in that. And using the Vertex and Android technology from Google and the open source Vertex system, we had done really great achievements in scalability as well. So finally, we got chosen by those customers, and And we have basically defined, and this is the next step in evolution, we had defined 4 different systems we bring as software as a service model, easy to use to our customers. That means actually that our customers rent our systems. They do not buy them, or they do not really bring them to their ecosystems, they just rent them. That means you pay, like for a home energy management system, borrowed or gotten by Kiwigrid, you pay like 20 euros a year per user. And you can get it in 6 weeks to the market with your customer. And that's the advantage from the software as a service model. And we have a ready-made system you can go from now, and you can basically really be one of the persons who get the distributed energy with your users employed. And this is a very fast time to market. And the old CapEx you basically use to develop it yourself, you can use for operational costs and employ it with the Kiwigrid platform. So currently, we did not only a sales partnership development, we also had device partners on the platform which can connect to the platform. And we have also development partners on the platform which develop their own applications on the platform. And so in this way, Kiwigrid could acquire 50 different companies which are device partners, development partners, and sales partners, and all of them currently operate together on this software as a service model. Yeah? As I said, 75% OEMs, 25% utilities. Okay, that's the whole story, actually. It's a complex system, but the main and the core asset are the software as a service solutions. Yeah? You can book them immediately. You can start in 6 weeks, and you can have home energy management combined with an intelligent metering system. You can have an industrial energy management system combined with a virtual power plant, and you can use it software service per user per year. But we had to concentrate on the main features. We can cover with this system 60, 75% of the market. We cannot cover 100%. This would be too much. That's just a standardized, scalable system. We really focus on the main use cases, not on any edge cases, not on anything else, just on energy management in the core of the system. Yeah, that's the main. Because some of you maybe ask, yeah, that's too much. There are people who have an HEM system or have an EIMS system or have a VPP. We just focus on the core of the system and on distributed energy. That means actually generation under 30 megawatts an hour. We're not above it, yeah? Or the biggest we currently employ are like 10, 15 megawatts. We could 30, but the most of our systems are like even less of 50 kilowatt, yeah? We have really small scale system, but we cooperate them in a swarm. We switch them together, and that way we balance it out in a building and in the grid. So the business model itself works like that. Usually we have projects where we basically have come of some sort of a requirements phase. Our customers has really to find out which type of projects we got to do together. At second, we do professional service, and we basically customize the software for the customers, which is usually a short customization. And finally, we go into the software as a service space. We have all those different systems paid per user per year. And usually we have a period of 1 year before we get to the software as a service space. We had this a year ago, and now we could reduce this time to 6 months. Currently, an onboarding process for a customer takes 6 months on the Kiwigrid platform, which is a huge achievement of this year. And I wouldn't step too much into the different systems since it would take too much time, but I want to really shape a little bit the main projects we currently have. We have a very interesting project currently ongoing with BMW, which basically cooperates the industrial facilities of BMW and even the electric cars. And you can manage the energy of the cars in the residential space and of the industrial equipment on the same platform. And it took us like 12 months to basically get an onboarding process on the platform, and now we are on the productive rollout. That's a really large achievement and a really huge product for us as a company. Another case study would be the SolarWorld project, which is kind of similar, but it's also an energy management project which got built in 12 months and then rolled out now productively into those spaces. Yeah, a little bit to the strategy. Finally, Kiwigrid now, as I said, is 5 years old. In those 5 years, we basically reached a scalable, easy to use, and very secure platform. And in the next 24 months, that's why we're looking for this investment. We heavily want to build up sales. We had long travels in the last 6 months where we went to Japan, where we went to the US, and we went also to Australia, and we figured which other markets we would basically could employ the system to get more market penetration, and we choose the US and Australia as future markets. We've seen that the technology is applicable for that. That's why in the next step, we want to build sales and operations and marketing for the Europe, for the Australian, and for the American market. We actually already answered to the first RFQ in the US, and we think we're good in the game to get a step forward there. That would be the next step. So thank you very much. Sorry for being a little bit fast, but finally I would love to get more deep into the topic.